What is up, everybody? I am Mason for the Mockbuster YouTube channel, and it is finally October. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? For a person like me, we are fully fledged into the spooky season. Fall has started, October has started. It is currently October, and you know, what do people do around this time? It's freaking Halloween time, bros. It's Halloween time. I don't celebrate Christmas, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I don't celebrate all that stuff because look at my skin complexion. Does it look like I celebrate those type of stuff? No. So I celebrate Halloween. That is my only season where I can act happy and nice and stuff. But anyways, getting to the point, what do people do around this time? You know, decorate the house, make everything all frilly, having spiders and spiderwebs and making everything all nice and spooky. And then they trick or treat. I don't trick or treat. I'm 21 years old. I'm too old for that shit. Like Danny Glover and Lethal Weapon. I'm too damn old for this shit. But you know, it's kind of weird because people around my generation, like Generation Z, around 99, 2000, 2001, people born around that time, they still trick or treat. And whenever I see my friends trick or treat, I'm like, dude, really? Dude, you have a car, you have a job. Why are you trick or treating? Just buy like a shit ton of candy for like 20 bucks and you're set, dude. It's like, so what I do is I like to delve into the depths of hell, and I like to watch a lot of scary movies and horror movies to make myself feel all spooky until I start getting nightmares from it. And then I stop. Then I watch things like Halloween Town. I have compilated a list, or I've curated a list for myself. These are some movies that are classics for me, and some movies that are classics that I've never even watched before. So that's one of my interesting things about. And also, a lot of these movies I'm going to be showing to my brother, and I might do some videos on that. I might not. You'll find out in the future. But I have a list of 31. Well, it's kind of like 40 something movies, but I put them in one spot because it'll be too much. So first off, I'm gonna start. You can't celebrate Halloween or the Halloween season without watching the OG movies themselves, and I'll be watching the first Halloween. So I'm gonna be watching 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna skip. Then I'll watch H2O. I'm gonna skip Resurrection because fuck Resurrection. That movie was god awful. But then I'm gonna watch the Rob Zombie 1 and 2 remake because I grew up with those films and guilty pleasure of mine. Some people hate them. I remember being like 10 years old in PE class and I'd wear my Halloween 2 shirt with him like stabbing someone, and people were like, what the fuck? What kind of kid is this? But anyways, Halloween 1 and 2, Rob Zombie, and then I'm gonna be rewatching because I'm an insane person. 1 and then 2018. Hopefully by the time I get to that rewatch, the new Halloween Kills comes out. And what sucks is that here in Canada, you know, in America, you got, especially during COVID times, you got released in theaters and then you have released on streaming services, which is very cool. I wish we had that, but we don't. You know, no one gives a fuck here nowadays. I'm deathly afraid of, you know, being held on with a ventricular device and being forced. I'm double vaccinated, so it's not really my prerogative, but I'm so jealous of Americans because they can watch all the new movies on streaming services, yet we're stuck having to shuffle in this COVID hotspot of a little tiny movie theater. So, you know, not my prerogative. So hopefully watch that because I'm not gonna wait 3 months just to watch it on 4K. Next is the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I have my brother has never seen the movies. I recently watched all of them on one go because before I watched 1, 2, and I think 1, 2, and then the remake, but I'd never seen the full series. So I made a prerogative to watch it, and now I'm gonna show my brother the highlights, the good movies, which I guess is 1 to 5, and then show him New Nightmare. Next is, as I stated before, Halloween 1 and 2. Now, give me all the shit you want. Basically, this is the 2000s kids version of Hocus Pocus. I don't want to watch Hocus Pocus. That's a little too. It's old. It's not old, but it's a little further past my generation. Not past, but yeah, like before my generation. That's what kids watching that. My era kids were watching Halloween 1 and 2. So very fond memories of watching it on the Disney Channel and all that stuff. So I can't wait to rewatch it. I haven't seen it in like, oh god, it's been like over 10 years since I watched it. But you know what? Spooky is good, but then like festive spooky is nice, you know. So next is The Shining. I'm rewatching the movie because I recently ordered it on 4K, so I can't wait for that to come in and then get all the 4K goodness of The Shining. Next, you can't watch Shining without a Doctor Sleep. Well, I mean, you can, but I've never seen Doctor Sleep before, and I'm excited to get into it and see if it's really that good, because I heard some people actually really like it, and the homage at the end is really good. Now next is a movie I've never seen before, and a lot of people are going to hate me for it, but I've never seen Scream before. Scream, I didn't really was into that kind of movie where it's like all super self-aware, that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't even know. I've never even seen it before, but I've heard through the grapevine that it's very self-aware. It's not really a scary movie. It's just like whatever. But you know what? I'll give it the chance. You know, it's an iconic role. Everyone and their mother was wearing those ghost face masks during Halloween. It was the cheapest mask to get, like every single year. The cool ones, I remember being a kid, and it had like when you press a button all the blood would come down. That was pretty dope. So yeah. Next is another festive type movie, and it is The Addams Family, and probably Addams Family Values. But Values is kind of like a summer movie, like it takes place in camp and stuff, so that one doesn't really pique my interest. But yeah, Addams Family is a great movie. I used to watch it all the time on Disney Network not when it first came out, but when it was on TV every Halloween they'd show it. Next is The Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon. I'm putting it in as a double feature because my brother's never seen those movies, and I'm like, "You've never seen Silence of the Lambs, bro? Are you done, Steez?" He's a film student and he's never seen he's never seen a lot of really good movies, and he's a film student. But I mean, hey, you know, he's into like Japanese type stuff, so that's whatever. Now next is Child's Play, just one. I don't want to see the rest of the movies. I'll just watch Child's Play 1 because I remember watching. It was a great movie and a lot of cool stuff. You know, Child's Play 1. Next is Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I recently got it. I have it here on Blu-ray, and I also have the first movie on 4K. So you know what? I'll rewatch these movies. I didn't remember liking Ghostbusters 2 that much. I don't remember it being that iconic as Ghostbusters 1, but you know what? Give it a rewatch. It's been a decade at least since I've watched it. So next is The Exorcist. I recently purchased it on Steelbook, so I'm waiting for that to come in any time now, any day now. I bought it like 2 weeks ago. But you know what? I didn't get it on Amazon. I got it at a local business, so you know what? I'll give it its time, you know. But I'm like, God damn, Amazon's really kicked me into gear. It's really heightened my senses to those type of things. I think that's how I get you, you know. Because you're so used to all these high shipping rates and stuff, and then when you buy locally, it takes like 2 weeks to get here, and you're like, what the fuck, bro? So I'm a bit too spoiled by Amazon. Now next is Psycho. I haven't seen this movie in like 15 years. It's been a long time. And I also got the Steelbook at the same place, so I'll be really excited to get him into that movie. Now next is the It remake. I was working at the movie theater when this movie came out, so I didn't really get into it. I remember it was like, ooh, starring the kid from Stranger Things, and I'm like, oh, stop it. And Stranger Things is probably a good show, a series, but when so many people are, oh my god, you watch horror movies, you should watch Stranger Things. Oh my god, watch Stranger Things. Oh my god, you should watch Stranger Things. Oh my god, it's on Netflix. You should watch Stranger Things. Oh my god, we should watch Stranger Things. Like, no, okay, stop recommending me Stranger Things. It's probably really good, but when so many people are yammering it in your ear, it kind of makes you not want to watch it, you know? It's like the reverse effect. Like same with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is probably a badass TV show, but I heard a lot of really bad things about the ending. And what's the point of a good show if the ending is bad? You know, it leaves you sour taste in your mouth. Some people actually like the ending. You never know. I'm neither here nor there. I haven't seen it yet, so. Now next is It Chapter 2. Now this one seems more enticing because it has a huge, better cast. You got Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, and then the guy from SNL. So that seems more enticing, and it's pretty cheap right now on 4K, so I might pick that up. Next is A Quiet Place. Heard a lot of good things about it, you know. I remember cleaning the theaters, and every 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the movie starts, you have to check to see, you know, audio's good, video's good, the lights are working so no one trips and stuff like that, no one's complaining. And I remember seeing that first like little scene where they're in like a convenience store and it's like so tense and stuff. So I'm like, ooh, this actually looks really good. It's just I never got in. I never really had the chance to get into it. But you know what? It's on 4K. The sequel's out. It's on 4K. Because I'm like, oh, it's directed by the guy from The Office. I'm like, oh, The Office is another movie, another TV show I've never seen. So he's like, oh my god, The Office is so good. Next is Night of the Living Dead. I've never seen this movie before. I know it's iconic. It's been referenced. I've seen like scene by scene reviews, but I've never sat down to watch it because I got the ending spoiled for me. I'm like, really? You got the ending spoiled of you? You got the ending spoiled from like a 51-year-old film? Like, yeah, man. I mean, I can't be watching every single movie out there. You know, I mainly watch action movies. So I mean, and 80s slashers. Love me some 80s slashers. Next is Day of the Dead. Now I watch Cinemassacre's Monster Madness on these things, these movies. I'm basically watching all the Of the Dead, the George Romero zombie movies, because it's really good. I mean, I've seen reviews and I've seen like little scenes like when they're in the mall and then Day of the Dead. I don't know the difference. I know Dawn of the Dead is in the mall. I don't know about Day of the Dead. But I mean, they look really enticing, and I can't wait to get into those movies. So next, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. I wanted to check out the other Living Dead movies because I think it was co-directed or co-written by George Romero and some other guy. He made the Living Dead movies, but apparently the quality was nothing in compared to the Of the Dead, not Living of Dead. Anyways, next is Alien. I haven't seen this movie in a while, and I recently got it on 4K, so I can't wait to really get into it. And I recently got an LG OLED C1. So it's an OLED, so all those dark scenes and see all that stuff in 4K, it's going to look so amazing. Next is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Again, I got the Steelbook. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll leave a little and you can check that out. Next is Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Can't wait to get into that. I heard it's like really disturbing and it's like really good, so I'm like, ooh. And it's on Prime Video, so I'm like, hey man. If I like it, I'll probably buy it physically, if it's even available physically. Next is Sleepaway Camp, iconic movie that I haven't seen yet. It's a cult film in the vein of like Friday the 13th. It's a camp slasher movie, so I love me some camp slasher movies. I can't wait to check it out. You know, and I heard like the lead star was like 13 or 14 years old when they were filming. So that's kind of, I don't know what kind of movie it is, but at least they hire like actual teenagers to play teenagers instead of like, you know, 25-year-olds, but it's okay. Next is Re-Animator. Great movie. I was really disappointed by the sequel, but the first movie is really good. 80s classic. Like, it's such an 80s movie, but it's a good type of cheese, you know? It's 80s cheese, but a good kind of cheese. So it's not like no Kraft singles. It's that mozzarella. It's that brie cheese, you know what I'm saying? And my brother hasn't seen the movie, so I'll be very interested in showing it to him. Next is Maniac. I heard this is a really good film. It's on 4K, but it's like a boutique release, so it's gonna cost a little extra. I heard it's good. I watched the remake with Elijah Wood, and that seems pretty cool. I don't know. The only thing I know is that it stars the guy who plays the bounty hunter. Yeah, I guess bounty hunter, like the loan shark in Rocky. Have you ever seen Rocky, the loan shark who tells Rocky, "Hey, break some fucking legs and you give me the money." That's not a Philadelphia accent, but it's okay. It's Phantasm. I've never seen that movie before, and they have the whole entire list on Shudder. So you know what? I'll give it a chance. You know, a lot of people really like it. It's a sci-fi horror film, a little cult action. Came out in 1979, so that's piques my interest. You know, perks my ears a bit. So I can't wait to see that, you know, some sci-fi, some horror elements, you know. And it has to be iconic. It has a huge fan base, so there's probably a reason for that. Next is Psycho Gorman. Now this is a newer film. I think this is the newest film of the actual my entire list. This is the most recent movie. I heard a lot of good things about it. It's a Netflix exclusive. I heard a lot of good things about it. Next is The New York Ripper. I'm always intrigued by Jack the Ripper. Maybe this is in the same vein. New York Ripper, New York in the 80s and 70s were absolutely insane. And it's a Lucio Fulci film, and I love me some Lucio Fulci. I love me some zombie. So I can't wait to get into that and check it out, because I've never seen that movie before, so you know what? It should be an interesting watch. Next is the Firefly family trilogy, so including House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell. I know they recently released 3 from Hell on 4K, but it wasn't that good of a movie for me to invest in it. I apparently I'm in the dark, or I'm a dark horse when it comes to this, because I actually like House of a Thousand Corpses the best. So, you know, to each his own, or to each their own. I don't know, they have to re-update that saying. To each his own. I prefer the House of a Thousand Corpses. It's more my type of style, you know, with slashers and stuff. There's more horror elements into it. Devil's Rejects doesn't really have horror elements into it. It's more of just like a gory body horror slasher, raping, sexual assault movie. It's okay. A lot of people say that, oh, that's the best movie out of the trilogy. Which, yeah, you can have your opinion, but you know, if your opinion sucks. No, I'm just joking. Next is Cannibal Holocaust, an iconic film that I want to see. It's on Shudder, so I mean, why not check it out? I remember a lot of people said that it was so realistic that like the viewers called the police and like, hey, these are illegal acts done on camera, and the guy was like, no. He had to like interview or like take photos or like show the actual actors like, no, see, they're alive, they're not dead. So I thought that was really funny. And like, if it was that like realistic, but I mean, it was the 70s, 80s, I don't know when it came out, but it was the 80s or something. And different times. Now last is Zombie. You know, I watched this movie once when I was like 9 years old, and I'm 21 now, so it's been a while. And Lucio Fulci at his best. Zombie, one of my favorite zombie movies of all time. And why haven't I watched it recently? Well, I don't know. I've been into other things, music, action movies. You know, I wasn't really affected or wasn't having an affection towards movies until recently. I started collecting physically, and it gave me another deeper side of cinema. So, Zombie, you know, a classic zombie movie, great movie for the Halloween times. Some of them, I don't know, because I want like a Halloween vibe. Some of these movies don't really have a Halloween vibe, they're just horror movies. So I kind of try to, you know, play around with some of the choices, because some of these are like summer movies. One was like a Christmas movie, so I took it out. I was gonna watch A Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. I was just thinking of some spooky films that I wanted to watch to give me in a spooky mood. So that was my Halloween movie list. Most of these films can be found on Shudder, Prime Video, Netflix, and Blu-ray, DVD, VHS. You can find them. But yeah, that was my list. All of the I put the pictures down over here. And thank you so much for watching the video of mine. What do you guys think of my list? Should I add more? Should I remove something? Should I replace something? But tell me down below, what are your favorite movies that you're going to be watching this Halloween season, all month long? We got 31 days, bros and gals and thems. I don't know. We got 31 days, people, to fully envelop ourselves in the Halloween season. So let me down below. Give me your 31 movies that you're going to be watching this Halloween. And thank you so much for watching that video of mine. I am Mason. This has been the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Please leave a like. Subscribe for more Halloween goodness. Throughout this month of October, I'll be posting about horror Blu-rays I get, collection videos, as well as a new thing where I'll be reviewing action figures. So if you love action figures, specifically NECA Real Toys, they're super affordable, super high detailed, high quality action figures. And I remember when I was a kid and I was craving for those things. Because back then we had McFarlane's, but McFarlane's they were like swivel head and a stanchioned like feet and like on legs. So you didn't really have any articulation. I got out of like action figures, started not investing. I became a stockbroker at the age of 12. Like, no. I started putting that money towards like microphones, headphones, music gear, that kind of stuff. So that's where I was spending most of my money. But then around 2015-16, those started popping up. So recently, about 2 years ago, I noticed these NECA Ultimates and I was like, this has been everything I have always wanted and more. I have so many of them at this point where it's like I'm so satiated and I'm like, oh, you know, when you're starving and then you eat like a big fat meal and you're like, oh, I hit the spot, you know. That's the same thing. I really want them to make a Halloween one, so a 1978 Halloween from NECA Ultimate Michael Myers. But it's okay. They're making a 2-pack with Donald Pleasance and Michael Myers and that type of stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll be reviewing a bunch of my NECA Ultimate Halloween horror figures. So I got Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Leatherface, all the iconic stars. So stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching another video of mine. And please have a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this, and please stay safe and God bless.